So this person's concerned about their hair texture about 6.5 months after their hair transplant. And that's pretty common. Hair after a transplant tends to grow in a little bit more wiry, sometimes a bit more curly than it otherwise normally exists on the rest of the head for, again, some patients. And why that exactly occurs is less clear. There have been various forms of speculation. Some people think that it could be technique related, but I haven't necessarily observed that. I think it kind of just happens in some cases. The good news is that after several hair growth cycles, the hair typically will revert back to its more natural state. So if the person normally has straighter hair, it should revert back to that, but it can sometimes take even a few years after hair transplant until that occurs. So keep in mind also that when body hair is used and moved for a hair transplant to the scalp, that body hair oftentimes does grow in more curly and wiry than when scalp hair is used. So that's one other caveat here. But in general, we do see this, and it can be frustrating for some patients, but usually I find that it ends up just fine down the road, and usually that means about 1 to 2 years of waiting for that texture to improve.